Alright, let's talk about stats, shall we? Where to begin? I guess I'll go in the same order that I went with yesterday's video. So I'll start with Katria. Okay, Katria actually is pretty good. She actually even power creeps Erica as the best blade tome in an emblem team now. She is a bit frail, but she has a really, really good offense to a point where she is comparable to Lind on a horse, but even better. Um, the only thing is really her def is really low, so dragons might be able to actually one-shot her, which is kind of bad. You kind of want to get res minus instead of def minus purely because of that. Aside from that, that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. One of the best blade tome unit you can get for horse emblem. Sharina is worse Nino. I think that's about all there is to it. Okay, no, I'm going to explain a bit why I say this. Nino was 22 def and 26 res. I'm going by memory, by the way, so you might want to fact check me on that. But because of that, the switch to attacker def instead of a res isn't too big. Whereas here, well, let's just say dragons get an extra 14 damage every time. And compared to Nino, that's still 6 more damage. So Nino, the glass tank, is bulkier than this. Not to mention they have the same speed. It's way easier to get speed plus on a Nino than on a fucking premium unit like Sharina. Her attack is less. She has a bit more HP though. She's kind of like Soren in a way, except that her speed matches Nino's. She's a bit bulkier res-wise, but at the cost of bulk. Well, yeah, she's at the cost of like def because Soren is like 17 def, I think. Just overall, I'd say she's basically the worst unit of the banner. Now we're moving to the good stuff. Alphonse. I keep almost calling him Crom. But Alphonse. This is actually kind of exciting. It's the first Axe unit that has mix of attack and speed, and I actually kind of guessed that he would have that kind of stat line. He is, without a doubt, the best Axe Cav we've got in the entire game, hands down. He basically has Frederick attack with a speed stat. Let that sink in. The same Frederick I use as a 4-star plus 10 that hits 65 attack. Yeah, that guy. Now granted, that's 4-star plus 10, meaning he has 2 more attack than this guy, but he can still bring the 60 attack with a Brave Axe, which is fucking stupid. You can also run Slaying Axe, which is pretty goddamn solid. His axe is also not bad because he has a speed stat to back it up. Sadly, he does not get access to Wrath, so it's kind of depending on what you feel like doing. Slaying Axe with like Bonfire is absolutely ridiculous, especially with horse buffs. Speed plus as well is insane on this guy. 35 attack, 36 speed is insane. Absolutely insane. He's basically 1 point of speed slower than Titania with 7 more attack. Fucking 7 more attack. Jesus Christ. He also has decent HP. His res is kind of problematic. But red mages, who the fuck uses those aside from Christmas Starger? Nobody. Fucking nobody. So it's not really that big of a problem. Blue mage can be problematic if he gets doubled, but That's basically Lind, and that's about it. Every other mage is like only one speed over him, which, unless you run Brave Axe, is not really a big problem. So yeah, he's actually a fantastic unit. I actually really hope to be able to pull him. And now we're moving to the Bay Kagero. Kagero as the same fucking bulk as like so many fucking colorless unit. I'm looking at you, Lin. Well, around the same. Fucking Brave Lin, New Year, Takumi. That's kind of weird. I don't understand why, but oh well. 35 attack, 34 speed is absolutely scary as fuck, though, because you have to understand. Ninja up to this point were fucking infantry only. This is our first emblem dagger unit. So, if you're comparing her to every other dagger unit, you might as well say, well, okay, had +2 in every stat because that's the difference between a normal own/fortify with, well, own flyer or fortify flyer. Yeah, so basically 37 base attack, 36 base speed. That's actually pretty scary. Like, sure, tactic exists, but there's no speed tactic for one, and two, it's actually pretty fucking hard to run a, uh, to run fucking tactics. The fact that you can run own and fortify is way easier overall than using like fucking attack tactic and speed tactic whenever that comes out. So yeah, it's actually pretty scary overall. She also gets 33 res, which would be nice if she was not long range, because they would just target her def, which is going to be 24. Still, at the end of the day, you can still like bulk that up to 27 with Fury, so it's not that bad. And you can probably refine her Carrot, which is a decent enough dagger for her, and run speed on it. So that's another 2 speed because she's a long range unit, so all stats are -1. So 35, 36. Then speed +3. Okay, so own fire. So she's at 40. Fury 43. Speed +3 46. Speed refine 48. I think I've made my point. And that's just considering her with own flyer. You can run gold flyer pretty easily with her. So yeah, she can almost, actually, if you get a speed +1, she can break the 50 speed. So yeah, with a pretty deadly offense too. Like, okay, Fury 38, own flyer 44, with a weapon 56 attack. Like 56 attack and 50 speed. That's pretty deadly, actually. Same thing for all fonts. You can basically reach almost the same numbers, just one less speed. So and one more attack because his weapon is 13 might. Though I'm pretty sure if you refine it, it's going to jump to 14 regardless of what you do. The main reason why I say this is because it has the same might as Wodao, and Wodao always increases to 14 on refine. So there's that. Also, the fact that if you go on the speed path, you also get like 3 speed instead of 2 like Kagero because he's a melee unit instead of a ranged unit. So it'd be basically equal in speed with Kagero. Yeah, I don't know about Super Boon or Super Bane on those two characters. So there's that. But if you really want to use Kagero, Res minus or HP minus might be better than Def minus. I know in general you want to use like, say, oh well, our Def is fucking useless, better run Def minus. But dragons are so fucking annoying that no, you don't want to do that. iPhone, get out of here. But yeah. So you kind of want to have res minus or HP minus instead. As for Alphonse, res minus basically does nothing different to him. He's still taking a fuck ton of damage from young Tiki and adult Tiki. So that's someone you don't want to fight with. He has so much depth though he can deal with some DC. Obviously not all. I'm looking at Steady Breath, Bolt Fighter, Quick Riposte, fucking BK slash Zelgus. Don't do that. That's dumb. Though you can actually probably kill him if you're really setting up on speed and you're on desperation, but that's another story. Sharina is, well, just don't bother. I'm still gonna bother with her purely because she's a seasonal. Kinda like to have all seasonals. And I don't want to summon on legendary banners. I think that's really about it. Katria is really good though. I was like, okay, she's gonna have to power creep Erika, otherwise she's just not gonna be relevant basically. Even if you have a speed plus or a shell, she's still worth pulling for. So yeah, I'd say three of those 4 units are worth pulling for essentially, and leave it at that. I think that's basically all I had to say, so I'm gonna call it a video here, and I'll see you next time.